All right, mic check, mic check. How's it going, guys? Let's make sure everything is good here. If you guys can hear me, if you could just give me a little thumbs up in the chat. Pretty sure it's good to go, but I always like to double check. If one of you guys could just let me know real quick. But yeah, we haven't been live here in a little bit, but I was too excited about the Trend Rider and what Michael has created, and so I figured, you know what? Let's go live. Let's see what you guys think in a live charts. Some thumbs up, awesome. So we're gonna go ahead, get started, and we're gonna share. Oh, that's not the one I want. And we're gonna do some live chart analysis. We got some trades. I actually just saw this one on SoFi. I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like real time on the chart. I think it's best with an indicator like this to show you guys, right? So you can actually see it on the chart, see what it looks like, see if this is something that you would be, something that would benefit you in your trading. And so that's why I wanted to jump in here, show you guys real quick. See if you have any tickers you want me to look at. You know, this thing is working on pretty much any market we're throwing at it right now. So, you know, it's doing really good with stocks. We've got a couple really good crypto trades. This is SoFi. You know, I was looking at this morning. So Thursday, you know, we saw this actually on Thursday where it triggered a buy. And just this morning on the first candle of the day, it gapped up, and this was the target right here. And so it is riding the trend. And so riding the trend means that we are in profit and we are riding and we are going, and it's continuing to go. So I pinned a message in the chat. If you are interested in Trend Rider, go ahead and click on that link, and that'll direct you to this page right here. You'll be able to see a little bit more about Trend Rider. You'll be able to see exactly, maybe even more what I'm explaining, how it works and stuff like that. And yeah, so let's go ahead. Let's dive in. Let's see some of these trades. And so the first one, this is actually a bonus one. This isn't even one I was going to cover. But the first one here is that Michael wanted me to look at, or actually this was mine that I wanted to look at, which was SoFi. So what a great trade. SoFi right here, basically what happened. So basically what happens with Trend Rider is, let me get my little handy dandy drawing tool here. But essentially what it does is there will be a trend. So there'll be a trend, an uptrend, a downtrend. Doesn't really matter, but there'll be a little trend coming up here, and then it'll pull back, right? It'll pull back, and here was a volume sell right there. We can look at that later, but it'll pull back, and it'll go in this zone here. And so you see this line right here. That is the very specific line that he created there, where it needs to pull back into this area. So that's one, right? That is going to be a very important line to cover. Once it does that, there is not one, not two, not three, not four, but there's 5 specific things that he's looking at. There's going to be a host of different things like price action, volume. I don't even exactly 100% know exactly how it works either, because I didn't create this. But if you look at the code and what he's doing in here, I have a general idea. That's why I'm on here talking about it. But it's really cool. There's a lot of stuff going on, and there is a very specific reason why this one got a signal right here on the trade. So again, volume, pull back, or a trend, pull back, volume, plus price action, you know, fair value gaps, bunch of cool stuff, and you get a trade. And so this is actually what it would look like in real time here as well. And so we can even pull back. So look, there is an IB zone right there. And so this was and so essentially what's going to happen here, he put a little thing that's called a cool down, a bullish cool down, which is the EMA. Essentially what that is, right, is that a lot of indicators, and I've seen this, I've done it, I've seen a lot of stuff that happens sometimes where you'll get a signal and then all of a sudden you'll get the opposite signal. And and I actually have a system myself where I'm actually might even ask him how he did this, because sometimes with signals you'll get a signal and then you'll get an opposite signal, and that's not what we want. You want confirmation. As soon as you get a confirmation, you want to go that way. You want to be certain, and so that's why there is a cool down period. So there's 5. Each candle represents essentially there's going to be 5 different candles, and so there was 2 zones right here that it absolutely just started to form, and then just go upwards. And so there is one. And so now we're in a position where it has cooled down. It actually went up, so it's good to go. So if it does come down and go back down to the downside, we're not going to miss that move. We will be interested in that if it goes to the downside, but it did not. This one in particular started to go sideways here a little bit, even got a couple zones here before eventually breaking out of those again. And then that's where we got that initial pop-up this morning, 9:30. We actually opened up in the target zone, which would be this is where the target would have been for a take profit. And so now this is where the fun happens, because he doesn't want you can't take profit here. You could take them all. You could take the whole thing. Say you got 50 shares right here, right? You can close your 50 shares for that profit and you're in the money, right? But the cool thing about Trend Rider is you can continue to ride this by simply, so if you have your initial stop, and this does have an option to put the stop loss in, and I can actually add that on, but you can continue to move your stop loss as the price goes up, and that way you can ride the trend. And so that's why that is the key difference between this. It's really cool, is you'll be able to ride it, and he has some really cool PDFs and guides whenever you sign up in the members portal, basically explaining exactly how step by step you'll be able to follow these trades as you get in, follow them, ride them, and then eventually when it stalls out, maybe goes sideways, then that is where you would have a good exit point. So pretty cool. Hopefully that is if that is an easy explanation, if that was a simple explanation for you guys, maybe give me a little yes, thumbs up, great, awesome in the chat if you don't mind. Just so I know that explanation was simple and easy, because what I want to do now is jump over to an actual. So this was a trade that just happened Thursday. So that wasn't a live trade. Right now, we're still riding this trend. So at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to be placing your so if we have members in here and you've taken this trade, and actually you probably wouldn't have because this wasn't out by Thursday, but you can essentially just continue to place your stop loss and ride the trade. So if you're in this one right now, like I am, I'm actually in SoFi right now. You can continue to find support zones, resistance zones, and just ride that trend up until it no longer is trending. So that is the cool part about this system. So let's go ahead. I didn't get any yeses, but I'm just going to assume that you guys are excited about this and you want to jump over to the next chart. So let's jump over to the next chart. So I got a list here. So he actually said that Apple hit take profit, smash take profit today. So I actually do want to look at that as well. There you go. So what a great trade. So this was a Friday trade. We have one of those buy signals. So this was on this candle right here. This followed this, confirmed it, closed it, got it. And it's so this morning, somewhere in the 9:30 candle. So this is hourly. This is a hourly system. So you want to use this on the hourly chart. It came up here on the take profit and smash that. So again, like I said, you could close them all out. Happy, you move on to the next one, or you can continue to ride it, trail it until the trend. So basically till the trend stops. So essentially that's what you can do even on with gold. So let's actually look at gold and what a ride it has been on gold. Look at all of these, just, I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, but perfect. And I don't want to just say it's a perfect system, because no system is perfect, but I mean, goodness gracious, this so this initial buy just sparked one of just an insane. Now gold has been just trending up like just nonstop, but a great buy there. Look at this. You continue to just ride it, go. And then here's another one. And then there was actually a few. So you actually didn't just get one opportunity. You got 3 opportunities right here to get on those big volume surges. And when you get a volume surge, that's when we cross that line right there. It's just a perfect trade. And look at gold. Gold just doesn't stop. Gold is not stopping right now. What a crazy run it's been on. So it looks like it initially, it looks like it just broke this level right there. Another back to all-time high. So really cool. So all you gold bugs out there, you probably were really pumped about this run. Yeah, really cool. So the following chart is so tiny, I'm having trouble following the specific. Oh, okay, sorry about that, but I wonder if I could zoom this up a little bit. Probably helps a little bit. So there is I don't think this actually goes up, but when you see this on the chart, it's not too bad. Like right now, this is like this clear as I can, but maybe with the stream, it's not. I think you might even be able to zoom these up, but you'll know when you get a buy or a sell. There's this little, you can even see this on the chart. And you can make everything a lot clearer. There is just, I mean, you want to talk about settings. We got the settings in here for you, so you can adjust basically anything in there. We have a guide to kind of show you what these are, just because you don't want to be jumping in here and just changing stuff that you don't know what you're doing. But there's a lot of stuff in here that you can actually turn on: stop loss, take profit, exit signals. There's so many cool different things. This is kind of the cleanest look, and so that's kind of what we that's why we designed it this way, to make it look like that. So let's go ahead and let's get to some. So I've been yapping here about previous signals. Let's look at a real one. Let's look at a one that just signaled, that just had a really nice looking pullback and a potential buy this morning. So we're at 12:15 Eastern time. And so this morning we opened on a firm. So to the ticker AFRM. So if you're following along and you want to, again, this is all educational purposes. I should have actually probably said that at the beginning. So there is no guarantees in trading. And we all know that. We all know that there's no guarantees in trading. Hopefully everybody knows that's in here watching that, either live or even later on. There is no guarantees. So this thing could, we could get a signal, but then, World War III could something crazy could happen, right? And everything just goes to the bottom. But when you get a system like this and the markets are moving, there isn't some crazy news happening. The trend ride is what you want for riding trends. And so here's a really good one on a firm right now. So again, ticker AFRM, and I can even put this a little bit bigger. So AFRM. So here's our first. So this is first of the top 3 we got here. Or actually, we already looked at one. So, but yeah, Affirm. So this is the one where we want to be watching right now. A nice breakout right there. I am a triangle fanatic. Would you call it? Could I call myself that? This is one of my systems right here. So I actually have a potential buy zone right here on one of the systems I have, which is Magnet Zone. And I don't want to talk about that right now because we don't want to be just throwing 3, 4, 5 different things at you at once. But Trend Rider got it in early. So Trend Rider is actually a lot earlier than what I'd be interested in. So I'd be interested up here at 90, breaking that. But Trend Rider could absolutely come up there. Probably what's going to happen, because this is a resistance zone. So this right here is a nice resistance zone, and I think this is actually a solid looking trade so far. it could definitely come up there at 90 and either bounce off of this. And right there at that point, that'll actually be in take profit zone. So right now, this one's already up 3.5%. So we got another 2% to go. So 2.2% to go before this is the initial first take profit. So that is a firm. So AFRM, pretty cool. DJT, this is Truth. Let's actually look at DJT. Let's look. This is Truth Social, and this has probably been going a little bit crazy. What did it do? I actually haven't even looked at this stock because there was, and I don't want to get political here. There was some stuff happening so it actually went down. So we're going sideways. All right, yeah. So here is a couple. So there's multiple. There's a lot of volume going on, and there looks like there's some buy activity here. And so essentially, when you see clusters like this, that's good news. That's good news for you when you're using TrendRider. So we see clusters of buy opportunities. So buying this up is a great looking like, and actually, you want to be honest with you, this signaled right at the last, these last few candles right here. But this was actually buy activity, and actually it hit that take profit. So actually, that's what he was mentioning right there. So again, grabbing the profit this morning right there basically at the very top of this wick. And so if you see that right there at the very top of this wick, this is our line that you see here. It actually just crossed it, and then it came back down today. So we have we have 3 candles that we got some wicks here going on. So they're closing a little bit lower each time. So that's not a great bullish signal. So we'll see what happens on this candle. Let's see if this can actually come up here and start making some moves, a little more moves higher. But that's the second one. So this one pretty much already did hit profit, but we can actually still ride this. I would like to see it maybe continue to go sideways here and before we initially go up higher. It does look like it is at a specific level here where it's going to continue to bounce. But this one will probably be volatile. Just because there's some stuff, there will be some news with that, and so it'll probably be a little volatile there on DJT. Let's look at GIS, General Mills. So there was a General Mills sell signal that just fired. This was a couple hours ago. So check this out. We're actually on our way to take profit. So this is what I like about his TrendRider is that we're not just doing buy signals, we're not just doing sell signals, we're doing both. And so if these markets see right now at the S&P 500, we're hitting all-time highs. And so when it does actually eventually come back down here at some point, and it could flip, and that's where we'll get another signal to the downside there. So let's actually go back to, I'm getting a little sidetracked. Let's go back to General Mills. So this was a sell signal. So we actually had one on Friday. We actually had 2 of them. And so what happened was there was volume going on, volume, price action, all this good stuff. Bunch of criteria happening behind the scenes to get you these signals, and boom, really good signal, really good trade. So that's down about 1.15%. So that would have been a nice little trade right there. It is probably a little bit late. Let me actually throw on the Magna zone. Yeah, we're in a zone right now. So we're actually in a support zone. And so that's essentially going to act as a cushion. And so if it does break that, though, look out below. It could continue to ride it to the downside. So it could continue to go down. So that is General Mills. So if you guys, so I'll open it up to you. If you're interested, again, like I said, if you're interested at all, in the pinned comment, you'll be able to see join TrendRider here. You'll be able to actually sign up right there. Let me make sure the link is good. I believe it's good. I believe it should be ready and open for you guys to check out. Let's see, Trend Rider. I always do like to test stuff because sometimes crazy things happen. Yeah, so that'll be good. So yeah, so the first link in the chat, if you are interested in Trend Rider. So do you guys have? So there's just a few of you right now. Anybody have any specific tickers? You want me to jump over to Forex? We can look at some Forex signals. If we have any Forex fans over here, let's just look at the euro dollar, see what it's been doing over there. So not too. So we actually had some break, but we usually wait for the volume. So not a ton of action here on Eurodollar. Let's see if there's any other signals on USD yen. So yeah, we got a USD yen a sell signal. So this is actually a pretty decent looking. Yeah, that's actually about, what is that, 30 pips or so. Let's actually check this out. So let's just analyze this chart. So we got a little triangular. Let's actually go to the wicks here. We can go to the wicks, or we can go a little bit lower. And it did break down. So nice little breakdown right there. You're excited about, oh, nice. You signed up. Awesome. Thanks, JD. So how does it work with futures, future indices? I mean, it's going to be whatever. Do you have a specific ticker you want me to look at in here? As long as TradingView can provide the data on all whatever you're watching, whatever you're looking at, whatever you're trading, yeah, it's going to be great. And yeah, what kind of what futures are you doing? The NQ, ES? Yeah, you'll be able to ride it. There was actually a really nice one right there. So this one flipped, and you know what's crazy is that 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it just hit that cool down filter. But actually, this was actually still pretty bullish move right here on ES when it broke out there. So that was actually a beautiful trade. Oh, a nice little breakout right here, and it continued to just go up. It did tag the line, but it just didn't matter, and it did continue to just ride up. So yeah, that was actually a really nice one right here on ES, ES, NQ. Yep. Yeah, this will probably be the same deal here. Oh, I'm wondering why that. We'll have to look at this because this is supposed to be 5. I wonder if this is because of the just how the futures is. Yeah, it did flip real quick. We'll have to look into futures with this. But yeah, I mean, it's still fine. It's still working as far as riding trends go. But you'll have to be careful with some of these things. Wow, that's actually interesting. Look at that. So one, and then boom, just buy. But if we're in an overall trending market, shorting is tough. Shorting is tough sometimes. It's just like trying to short gold. It's just not the greatest idea sometimes. But you can catch the tops. It's very hard to do. Very hard to catch the top of gold, but it's possible. Definitely is possible. We can jump over to even some crypto trades. Crypto is pulling back, and so wow, that was really. So this was a nice initial breakout here. What's this on Cardano? So this was a basically a resistance zone. It popped out of that. Trend Rider got a signal here, a buy signal, and just went right in to take profit. So this was actually a nice move. Could have moved your stop loss order, trailing stop loss order up. That would have been a nice one here, and it flipped down to the sell signal. So right here, it broke down and flipped to the sell, and a nice little ride. So right now we got some. We have a couple zones here that it is in. So this could be interesting. So this could be either a continuation for sure to the downside. It did look pretty promising for alts. but we are now 2 days of a pullback zone. So they were riding. So 1, 2, 3. Well, that's Cardano. Let's look at what has Ethereum been up to. Yeah, so Ethereum was looking solid, possibly going back to those all-time high levels. But we are 3 days in of a pullback zone. So, and this will work on, so you can actually see right here on daily charts, you'll see some signals. So look at these guys. And what's really cool is, there's a lot of alerts that you can actually set up with this, with Trend Rider. Tons of alerts. So the buy signals, sell signals, you can get an exit signal, new inside bars, volume alert, volume. So these would be really good as well. Buy, sell, and so you'll be able to essentially, basically set up all these different types of alerts. Really nice. I sent an email to you on the other indicators I purchased and no answer. If you, I don't put your email in chat because this is public, just because I don't want you to get spammed with that. But can you email us again, and I'll make sure. If you can email us again at support@findbettertrades.com, we have a, I think right now our support is probably going a little bit crazy for this, just because we just started the founder's access to Trend Rider, so it might be a little bit crazy. So, but yeah, Michael will get to you. Just make sure you email us at support@findbettertrades. We'll get right back to you for sure. We have I think a day response time, which is about as good as you can get. There's a lot of, try doing that with, if you have a issue with Google, name a big company out there. It's very hard to get a response time within a day. So we're pretty proud of that number. But yeah, Michael's been crushing in support. So yeah, hit him up and make sure you get an answer for that. Cause yeah, definitely we can hit you up. Anything else? Anybody else want a ticker for me to check out? If not, I'll just kind of browse around here, see if there's anything else that is of interest. I think Tesla was, I did not find the Tesla. I was surprised about that, but it's not going to find every single move. The Tesla trade today was crazy. There was some news. I think Elon bought a ton of shares. Google. Okay, well, we actually have a really nice Google trade here on. And in fact, it actually just smashed to take profit, which is pretty cool. Wow, 5. What is up with Google? Yeah, so this was Wednesday, and it just continued to ride up. So yeah, really good trade on Google. Intel, another really good trade. That was a 9%. That was 10%. It's 10% up. Beautiful. Right to the take profit. I wonder if it hit that Oracle trade. Oracle went crazy. It did. Let's go. This is on the daily. I actually am on the daily chart. So, but again, check us out. Daily is still good. Like daily, we recommend it on the hourly. But man, I'm a big fan of daily charts. I like it with support resistance zones, especially on these. It just respects them so much. Pretty cool though. We should probably jump to the hourly though. Still nailed it. Beautiful trade. Absolutely beautiful. So this was on Friday. So basically what happened here on Oracle, and there was earnings. So we don't want to just cherry pick stuff, but it did actually hit take profit before earnings even happened, because earnings could literally be, it could be a gamble either way. But it was a nice move regardless before earnings. Nice little move before that. But man, if you would have held on to that one, holy cow. I think it went up 30% on earnings, if I do remember right. That was a 50% move. Wow. Absolutely crazy. It's pulling back, though. Oracle's pulling back. It'll probably do something like this, where, you know, it'll kind of just do its thing and then probably come back up if it, you know, and this will act as a resistance zone. So yeah, that's our Oracle. Let's go back to our firm trade. And my goodness, let's go Affirm. Really good trade. So this was one of our top trades that we were looking at. Really nice looking trade here on Affirm. You can send it again. Perfect. Awesome. We appreciate that. And again, sorry that we must have missed it. But yeah, hit us up again, and I'll make sure, you know, you get your response. Stop loss hit on Vuzix. That was a support resistance. What's Vuzi doing? Man, it was a good breakout. So this was actually one of my, I was very interested in this, and of course it let me down again. No, and actually we had a volume. It was a good trade, and this is what, and I'm going to park on this and share with you guys that not every trade is going to work out regardless of what system you have. So this was literally a textbook breakout trade. Everything looked good. It was a breakout of the, it's essentially, this triangle has been forming for, well, this was April, but it was actually even, I think, before this, all the way up here. So this was literally since all year long. This has been forming, right? And I broke out, really nice looking trade. This was something like this. It broke out, really nice looking trade on the beginning of September here, about the 5th, but then it just pulled right back down. So this was almost like a penny, you know, it's $2, so it's pretty much penny stock, but pretty cool company. But yeah, that's just a little bonus trade there, or a little bonus outlook there. Anything else to look at? What's Nvidia doing today? Nvidia is flat. Oh, so it actually had a sell signal. Oh, this is on the daily. Let's look on the hourly. Let's look at what we're doing on the hourly. This is actually going to probably be a pullback trade here. Yep. There was a nice little pullback. So an initial pop on Wednesday, sideways action, but it is riding still. So a nice little so a buy signal right there for sure. Buy signal on Wednesday, and then so we'll see if it can hit to this take profit. So our take profit, if you guys can see that, is right here. So that is where our initial. This is actually looks like a good trade. We'll see though. The markets are all-time highs. So when we're at all-time highs, gotta be a little bit careful, because things could get nasty in a hurry. But I don't think that, you know, there's a lot of folks that are like, well, once we're at all-time highs, you never buy, you continue to just wait, and then you'll just continue to just miss really great opportunities. Palantir is another one that has been in a pullback. And yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So 2 buys right there. This one was a big volume candle there. Tried to short it. That one didn't work out, but these are looking really good. So this from the initial first one on this big volume buy, it's up 8%. That's a pretty hefty move right there on Palantir. So it's down 1% today. Good volume though. So if it comes back down into this, probably could get another buy entry. JOBY. JOBY. What is this? An aviation stock. Interesting. I've never actually looked at this one before. So we had an initial. So on Wednesday, it was a sell-off. Big pop. Was this earnings? Anything? What happened there? Oh, just news. All right. So let's go back to the hourly. So a big pop. It was, you know, something was happening. Must have been some kind of news. Did come down a little bit, and then we got another a flip. So this must have just hit past our cool down period, and it flipped to the upside. So this would have been a buy trade on this candle right here. On this candle, I believe it's the right here at 13.89. So up a little bit, up about 2.5% on that one. But this one looks like, let's go ahead and look on the daily. Nice pullback though. That could have been a head and shoulders right there. Yeah, that looks like a head and shoulders. Where's the head and shoulders? I don't use this often, so forgive me if this looks like terrible. I'd say something like this. There's your head and shoulders. Broke down and then went sideways, and then now yeah, I mean, it looks like a good, so on the daily there's a buy opportunity right here for sure on the daily chart. So it'll still go on the close. Yeah, so we'll get a volume, right? Is Michael in here? I believe it's on the close. Like I said, I'm not the creator of this, but I'm just the messenger. Yeah, here's some good volume right there. Or no, it will do it on the can. So this is the current candle. So yeah, it'll trigger if there's volume on the candle. I think in terms of like what I do is I'll do confirmations. But this one will, if there's some volume on that current candle and it does meet the criteria, it will get a signal. So for instance, right now it just literally just happened where it just hit a buy opportunity. And if you want specific levels, say you want a stop loss, I don't know why it's not showing up on that one, but we're on the day. Oh, this is the daily. That's why. But yeah, on the daily, it just hit a buy opportunity. Oh yeah, there's a stop right there. But on the hourly, like where we would actually recommend, what I actually like on this specific one, if we're still looking at this ticker, maybe if we can come down here and we get another pop. So this would be a nice little level to look at right here at 1382. So yeah, pretty cool. Thanks for recommending that ticker. And if anybody else has any other ones to look at, go for it. Throw it in the chat. If not, I'll probably get out of here. I guess I got a couple other projects that I'm going to be working on. Oh, there's definitely going to be a signal here. What do we got? Oh, no, it popped. It was too big of a pullback. So really good sell signal. Really nice sell signal. So let's actually look at this in a live environment. So what would have looked at initially. So on Netflix, there was an active zone. Something was creeping up here, and what do you know? A big or a sell candle, and then but it did not pass it until this right here. So this was look at that volume. What happened? Is there news here on Thursday? Anything? Just a big sell off, an insane sell off day on Thursday. But this is what's cool about this. It'll work on to the downside and to the upside. So big sell off, big volume candle. Got yourself, if you're a Netflix, if you like to watch Netflix, you like to trade Netflix, this would have been a really an interesting play on the downside. If you're doing puts, probably would have been the play right there. But it is coming back up. So this will be an initial. This will be an interesting one for a potential ride up on Netflix there. Wow, really good meta trade here, guys. So here was a trade on Friday. Oh, wait, am I back to live? Yeah, I'm back to live. So really nice trade. This would have been a volume buy right there, and it did go up almost almost 3%, but right now it is currently up 2% on that initial volume buy. So like I said, it's really cool to just, I always like to jump around. You know, we'll have some recommended, tickers to trade. So really the big ones right now are gold. Gold is just on an absolute run. So it's been on an absolute run on with Trend Rider. It's been really just crazy good. Does Trend Rider use your VPH indicator for evaluating volume? It does not. It uses its own sort of volume. Its own set of volume rules, but VPH is of good. It's one of our, if you guys are interested, this is one of our free indicators. You just follow us on TradingView, or I probably have a link somewhere. But yeah, it's a cool little, it's kind of like a histogram, almost like a MACD, but it uses volume to kind of, to do, so bullish volume, bearish volume. Yellow is kind of in the middle. Good question, though. Another indicator we got that folks were really liking, that it's free. Free is the red and green zone reversal. This will do oversold, overbought zones. That's a cool one. Just follow us on. You'll be able to see it right there on our TradingView account. That's a cool free one. What else? What else are we? What other cool stuff we got? We got a lot. We got a lot of stuff. I'm getting distracted. I don't want to get sidetracked. But, very helpful. Never trade without checking first. Awesome. That's what we like to hear. It's a cool little, it's a cool little tool for, checking out volume. So what he's talking about is, instead of using this for, watching some of your trades, we made volume a little bit cooler and we did it with this. So pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, if there ain't any other questions or comments or concerns or anything like that, I'm gonna get out of here. But like I said, here is the link. Where is the link? The link is right here. So here's the link. Go ahead and check out the Trend Rider if you guys are interested in this. We have a 30-day guarantee, which essentially you trade it, you try it, you check it out, throw it on a paper account if you don't want to go live. TradingView has a really cool TradingView has the paper trading if you want to do that, or you can even connect. I don't usually connect anything on here, but you can, and you could trade it right in there, and which would actually make it a lot simpler, which I probably should do. But you can use pretty much any broker out there. Oh, they actually have Webull. That's actually interesting. And yeah, so TradingView is a great platform. And that's what this tool is designed on, and that is what you're trading it on. So, all right, guys, that's it for me. And if you have any other questions, make sure you go on the this page right here, and at the bottom right corner, click on that and start a conversation. You'll talk directly to us. It won't be me, it'll be Michael, actually, he's the one who created this. And so he'll actually have maybe a little better answers for me. But if you want to know, this is the trend, or this is the signal. This is kind of the 5 criteria. There's volume pressure, which basically means that there's just increase of volume. There's inside bar rejections. There's a fair value gaps at confluence, and then there's those, obviously, the automatic stops and take profit zones. So, all right, that's it for me. I'll see you guys later, and happy trading, and hope you guys have a wonderful rest of